Let's get started. So it is really a great honor to welcome you all to the European Parliament for this important joint event on affordable housing, addressing the housing crisis in the Union. Let me begin by thanking the European Commission, especially Commissioner Dan Jorgensen, and also the head of the European Commission's Housing Task Force, Matthew Baldwin, for co-organizing this event with us. I would also like to warmly thank our distinguished panelists for their presence and contributions today, and of course, a great thank you to all of you in the audience, whether you represent institutions, civil society, or local communities. Your presence is a powerful reminder that this issue touches all parts of our society. So we are gathered here because we all recognize a growing and pressing challenge, a housing crisis across the European Union. Housing affordability is increasingly becoming a key driver of social and economic inequality. Home ownership, once an attainable goal for many, is turning into an intergenerational privilege. At the same time, rent burdens for lower-income households continue to rise, exacerbating social divides and limiting disposable income for consumption and investment. When housing costs consume a disproportionate share of household budgets, people are left with fewer opportunities to invest in education, in their well-being, or even in basic financial security. But the housing crisis we face today is not just a matter of social policy and social justice. It is also a fundamental economic challenge. High housing costs are limiting labour mobility, particularly for younger workers and those in lower income brackets, and it's making it difficult for local authorities or companies to attract and retain workers simply because in certain cities, medium-low salaries are not enough to even pay for rent. So this is a major obstacle to economic growth and productivity. So understanding the roots of this phenomenon, it's not easy. There are multiple causes, sometimes deeply intertwined, but this is where our journey starts. This is our goal. There are many aspects. The evolution of the demand is a part of the problem, as new markets, such as tourism or, as I said, labour mobility, students' mobility, have entered the residential home market using a chunk of the existing supply, or as residential real estate has increasingly turned to a mere investment asset, and we see increasing number of units that are built or left empty. And then, as demand grows, both from those seeking a place to live and from investors looking for financial returns, the housing stock, especially in cities and urban areas, remains very limited. This imbalance leads to price surges, making home ownership and affordable renting increasingly out of reach. The supply of social housing is also very, very limited compared to the demand and the needs, and this exacerbates the problem. We need to find solutions. But we do not start from zero. We do not start from scratch. There are tools already. The Recovery and Resilience Facility, InvestEU, the Cohesion Funds, just to mention some of the tools that we have been using so far. They include funding for housing-related projects, recognizing the urgency of this issue. However, investment in affordable housing remains largely insufficient compared to the scale of the challenge that we are facing. So we need to ensure that these funds are allocated effectively and reach the communities that need them most, but also to make sure that we can increase the supply and this financial support. The European Investment Bank has expanded financing options for sustainable and social housing projects, and we welcome the launch of their housing platform. However, access to new and better framed funding is only part of the solution. As in all moments of crisis, it is also essential for us to understand how our legal framework can also accommodate innovative solutions to these problems and ensure that we fully leverage all regulatory instruments at our disposal. If the market has been derailed by new dynamics and it's not capable of fulfilling its primary function and its primary objective, maybe solutions should also involve better directing and optimizing our regulatory tools to restore balance and fairness in the housing market. So the European institutions are moving. That's why we are here today. The European Parliament established the Special Committee on the Housing Crisis with a clear and wide-ranging mandate. We are mapping housing needs, assessing the impact of speculation, evaluating the effectiveness of European funds, examining also the impact of other dynamics like short-term rentals, analyzing the dynamics of the construction sector. So, we are also pleased that the European Commission shares this sense of urgency. The creation of a dedicated housing task force is a strong and welcome step forward. Our two institutions, the Parliament and the Commission, must work hand in hand. Together, we can really build the foundations for a truly effective European affordable housing plan. Today, we are launching a dialogue that must include all voices, local and regional governments, housing providers, tenants associations, cooperatives, banks, construction companies, social services, researchers, but above all, citizens. They are the ones who are in the strongest need. So we need your insights, your experiences, your best practices, and yes, your criticisms too. So today, I really encourage all of you to participate actively in the sessions, to speak up, ask questions, and offer your ideas and your experiences. Let's use these opportunities to build momentum and to chart a path that restores housing as a cornerstone of European social progress. Housing is a pillar of economic stability and growth in the European Union. Addressing the housing crisis requires a comprehensive economic and social approach. If we fail to act, we risk further deepening economic disparities and undermining the very cohesion of our Union, because everyone deserves a place to call home. So, thank you very much, welcome, and let's get started.